Hello everyone, welcome to Neso Academy. In the previous lecture, we have understood what is a machine learning model. And now, from this lecture onwards, we are going to understand some important terminologies in machine learning, which will be used frequently in this course. This is the very first lecture on important terminologies of machine learning. And the name of the lecture is Dataset Fundamentals. In this lecture, we are going to understand about 4 important terms related to dataset in machine learning. So the topic for this lecture is Dataset Fundamentals. Let's get started. As you can see, the very first term inside the dataset fundamentals is dataset itself. So what is a dataset? Dataset is the collection of data examples used to train and test an ML model. What does that mean? It simply means that dataset is simply the collection of related data examples that are used for training as well as testing of a machine learning model. Like in the previous lecture, we had the data set of multiple images of cats and dogs that we have used to train and test our image classification model. So that was the data set. That is why we can say data set is the collection of all the data examples that we have. And those data examples are used for training as well as testing of our machine learning model. For example, a house price dataset containing information such as size, location, age, and price of different houses. Suppose we have data of different houses like size of the house, location of the house, age of the house, and prices of the house. Now the collection of all these data will form a house price dataset. So this is the house price dataset that we have. And in this particular dataset, you can see there are multiple columns. The first column is house ID. House ID basically means the house number. House number 1, house number 2, house number 3, and so on. Size SQFT means the size of the house in square feet. 1800 square feet, 2200 square feet, 1500 square feet, and so on. Bedrooms means the number of bedrooms in the house. Like house number 1 has 3 bedrooms, house number 2 has 4 bedrooms, house number 3 has 3 bedrooms, and so on. Now what is location? Location means where the house is located. Like house number 1 is located at Manhattan, house number 2 is located at Tokyo, house number 3 is located at London, and so on. Age years means the age of the house in years. That means how old the house is. House number 1 is 5 years old. House number 2 is minus 3 years old. House number 3 is 12 years old, and so on. Now, garage means whether the house has a garage or not. House number 1 has a garage? Yes. House number 2 has a garage? Yes. House number 3 has a garage? No. And so on. Now finally, price USD means the price of the house in US dollars. Like for house number 1, the price is 950,000 US dollars. So this is the example of a house price dataset. Now if you observe carefully, in this particular dataset, there are many errors. Like the size of the house cannot be 0. The size of the house cannot be negative also. There is a missing value in the bedrooms column. Also, if we see, age in years cannot be negative. Also in this column, that is price USD, this value is very large as compared to other values, which is not practically possible. So these are some errors in our house price dataset. So that means it is not necessary that we always get a perfect dataset. There can be some errors in our dataset, and these errors we have to fix. We generally fix these errors during the data pre-processing and data cleaning stages. We will learn more about data cleaning and data pre-processing later on. So I hope you now understand what is a dataset. Let's move towards the second term under dataset fundamentals, that is instance or sample. Now what is an instance? A single data example in a dataset is called instance. So in this particular dataset, you can see we have multiple data examples. This entire row is a data example. This entire row is also a data example. This entire row is also a data example, and so on. That means we have multiple data examples in this particular dataset. So this means that individually, all the data examples, or we can say all the rows, are the instances of this dataset. For example, information about one house in a house price dataset is an instance. If we consider any one house at a time, then the information about that particular house will be the instance of the dataset. Suppose we take the house number 2, then this entire row, or we can say this entire data example, will be one particular instance of this data set. And this instance is described by these features. House number 2 is the house ID. 2200 is the size of the house. 4 is the number of bedrooms in the house. Tokyo is the location of the house, and so on. That means house ID, size SQFT, bedrooms, location, age years, garage are all the features of the house. So this is how we have understood instance or sample of a dataset. Now we will move towards the third term inside the dataset fundamentals, which is feature or attribute. Now what is a feature? An input variable or characteristic that describes an instance and is used by the model for learning. What does that mean? It means that feature is an input variable. Now what is input variable? Input variable is the data that is given to the machine learning model as an input. So, feature is the data that is given to the machine learning model as input. Feature is the characteristic that describes an instance. We have just understood that features are the characteristics that describe an instance. Like, these all are the instances of this dataset, and these are the features that are used to describe an instance. So the houses are described by the features like house ID, size SQFT, bedrooms, location, age years, and garage. Now feature is used by the model for learning. That means during the training process of a machine learning model, the model learns the features. For example, size, location, age, etc. of the house are the features of the house. That means house ID, size SQFT, bedrooms, location, age years, and garage are all the features of the houses. Now, why price USD is not the feature of the house? Because as per the definition, feature is an input variable, but price USD is an output variable. In this particular machine learning problem, that is house price prediction, the price of the house is to be predicted by the machine learning model. That means price USD is the output variable. It is not the input variable. That is why only these are the features of the houses. I hope you have understood what is a feature or an attribute. Now let's move towards the fourth term, that is label or target variable. Label is the output variable that the model is expected to predict. Now this label or the target variable is the output variable that the model is expected to predict. That means in this house price dataset, this price USD is the output variable. That is the label or the target variable, because our model will predict the price of the house on the basis of these features of the house. For example, the price of the house, as we have just understood. The price of the house in this particular dataset is the output variable. That is why the price USD is the label or the target variable in this particular dataset. And in this way, we are done with the label or target variable as well. So we have understood total 4 terms related to dataset in machine learning: dataset itself, instance, feature, and target variable. So in this way, we are done with our topic, Dataset Fundamentals. This was all from my side for this lecture. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next lecture.